A little bit. Now you make it real bad. Hey there, everybody. My name's Logan.
And I'm Jen.
And this is Surprised by Marriage, coming at you with a hot topic. Hot topic, baby. Baby, baby, baby. That's the theme of today's video. Nope, we are not pregnant, but it is a highly sought after topic.
Oh my gosh.
Should we have another baby?
This is a question that a lot of couples ask themselves. Maybe you've asked it. We know we ask ourselves all the time, and we're always talking and praying about it. And a lot of people want like this magical list of reasons that you can avoid a pregnancy. But the thing is, the church doesn't have a list for a reason, because what's true for one couple won't be true for another, and what's grave for one couple might not necessarily be grave for another. So there's no list. It's all up to the spouses to pray and discern together with the help of God about growing their family.
There are two purposes of marriage when it comes to this topic. There's the procreative discussion, and then there's the marital union of the spouses.
Yes. So some people think you should just have all the babies if you're not going to die by having babies, then you should just have all the babies. But it's also important to remember the union of the spouses, like they are both dual purposes. One is not higher than the other, so you have to make sure they're like aligned. That's the beauty of fertility awareness or natural family planning, is that they work together. We've definitely seen the beauty of using NFP in our marriage. You should check out that video.
Right here.
And we just want to emphasize the importance of prayer when it comes to this, which we also have a video about NFP and prayer, because sometimes it will seem like not the best time to have a baby, but God might be still asking you to be open, and then vice versa. So that's why it's important to bring God into the discussion.
Right, because God knows you better than you know yourselves. And so, hey, that's the best spiritual and counselor that you're ever going to find, is by turning to God for answers and making sure that you're also communicating together with Him, and it's just not personally each separate. Just make sure you do that together.
Yeah, and a lot of people talk about the different reasons, like financial, emotional, like mental health is totally important. Having a good marriage is totally important, because you can't be good parents if you're not good spouses. Responsible parenthood is an important topic, and I feel like a lot of people don't always talk about that. But it's important to take care of the family you currently have. That being said, sometimes it might not make sense to have another baby, because you might have all these list of like reasons, but it's not all about exterior circumstances. Because I know there have been several times where it did not make sense to try for a baby. Like right now, we don't know if he's going to have a job. It seems crazy, but we still feel like we should be open. God knows what's going to happen in the future, and it's important to listen to those promptings of the Holy Spirit, because He knows best.
Right. If you don't want to take our word for it, you can take the church's teaching on that. Vanna?
Oh my God.
The Catechism. Yes, the Catechism is a valuable resource for directing you on this topic.
Yeah.
Specifically, paragraphs 2368 through 2370. Is that right?
That's so weird. So there's a great section on marriage in the Catechism, which you should totally read. But there's also a section specifically about growing your family, and the fact that you can postpone a pregnancy if you feel like you have valid reasons. So check out those paragraphs.
Another good resource.
2368 to 2370.
Another good resource. Oh, and another good resource, Humane Vitae. I'm just glad I said that right.
Yeah, that's another great thing to read if you want to to read about this topic. Just one more thought before we share our experience in this matter is that if you're not sure if you have a valid reason to postpone a pregnancy, chances are you don't have a valid reason to postpone pregnancy. You are going to know, Because after our first two, we thought maybe we'd have a valid reason, but it wasn't until our third was born we were like, no, this is definitely the time to postpone a pregnancy.
Right. Even if there's just the slightest bit of doubt, you're going to know, especially if you keep in a relationship with God. He's going to He's going to let you know. And you're going to have a feeling in your heart that this is where we need to be right now. Yeah. Like God's going to make that clear for you. Yeah. A little bit of our experience on the topic. Well, when we first got married, we were always knew we were open to life.
We wanted a baby.
We wanted a
right
baby.
away.
However, we also weren't in the best situation. I was still working my high school job, and Jen's job that she was at was causing her a lot of stress and a lot of depression, and it's just a lot of big headaches.
So I quit.
So she quit, yes.
Without having another job, and it seemed crazy.
Right, and now at the same time, we were just trusting in God, and we're still open to that life. And because we knew that's just what we felt in our hearts to do.
Yeah, we knew there was a chance that I might not be able to get pregnant, so we wanted to make sure we were open.
So, with taking that leap of faith and letting God take control of the situation, 2 months in, boom, she gets pregnant. And I thought you were going to finish.
Oh, I thought you were
okay.
like looking at
And she just happened to get one of the best jobs that she could possibly find, close, local, stress-free, just all the above. So
like
it was
right
like
after I found out we were pregnant.
A win-win situation, as you call it. However, as most of you know, if you follow us and you understand our story and our background, we did wind up losing that baby, our baby boy, who's now in heaven halfway through the pregnancy.
But we don't regret that time.
We don't regret it at all.
Because we have a prayer warrior in heaven, and he's totally part of our family. Like, our boys talk about him all the time, which is adorable.
Right.
So we're very thankful that we were open and God blessed us with that baby.
And this is a good question, because when you deal with such a tragic loss like that, you can go two ways. You can either definitely say you want to have more children, or you can just back up and say, hey, this was really hard. I don't know if we should do this right now. So we took some time, a lot of time actually, to pray about it, and we realized, okay, we do want to go forward with trying to have more babies. However, we did struggle. We struggled with infertility.
And now that I'm thinking about it, I felt like it was not going to happen, but I was like fighting that because I wanted it to happen, and I missed out on that period of time where I could have worked on so many other things, on my other gifts, because you can ask any couple that's infertile, like they still have something to offer the world. And I feel like we missed out on that period because we were trying to fight what God was trying to tell us.
Right. And on a side note, our prayers go out to all those that are struggling with infertility. We are blessed with the amount of boys that we have right now, but we understand, though a brief time that we had to go through it, the struggles and hardships that come with that topic. So our prayers are with you.
Yeah, it took us like 1.5 to 2 years to get pregnant again after we lost our first baby. But right before that, we had become foster parents because we just really felt God leading us to that. That was the one thing that we actually did listen. Was that a roller
coaster of a ride too?
Yes. And we fostered 2 kids, and then we got to a point where we felt like we couldn't do it anymore, which sounded crazy because we said we would never give up. But
right, we had to talk and pray about it and put the foster child that we had in the best situation for him, in which we know that we couldn't give it to him, unfortunately.
Yeah. And literally the next day after I talked to the caseworker, we found out I was pregnant. And then I ended up on bed rest. So it was totally a God thing. Thankfully, we listened to what God was telling us, because we would not have been able to care for a foster kid during that time in that crazy pregnancy.
Right, so now we have our firstborn, and there begs the question, are we going to have any more? Well, Jen, I don't remember how we even got to the second one.
You don't?
No.
Oh, well, I did not want to be pregnant again, but at the same time, we knew our son was extremely extroverted and needed a sibling, and so we still remained open, and my fertility was still in question because it had taken so long to get pregnant again.
Right, plus today's world, I grew up with a brother, she grew up with a sister and a brother. It seems like there's always 2, seems always to be the known number within a family if you can have kids, as far as getting there. So we were always kind of open for that second one.
Even though I really didn't want to be pregnant again.
Right, because our pregnancies were difficult. So we just kept our hearts open, and we knew that we didn't really have a valid reason to stop. So, boom, here comes the second one.
Yes. And it was another difficult pregnancy, even rougher, actually, for a bunch of different other reasons. And I feel like our marriage was definitely stressed during that time. And even once he was born, the transition from 1 to 2 was definitely harder for us.
Right.
than 0 to 1 because we had the foster experience. But anyway,
we were blessed because he was a super chill baby,
oh my gosh,
and the
he was
easiest
so
that you could
easy.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was hard because, I mean, pregnancy is just so hard. I guess we didn't like explain what pregnancy is like, but I have an incompetent cervix, so we cannot have sex when I'm pregnant, which that alone right there.
Hold on. If you're gonna preface that, you should at least, I mean, if you're gonna say that, you should preface that with letting the people know that you're about to reveal some pretty hard information
no,
right there. Yes, in case you don't know, we cannot have sex when she is pregnant.
Oh no!
Pray for me
Yeah.
if she ever gets pregnant again.
We did talk about that in our abstinence video. But yeah, just that reason alone makes it very difficult to be open to pregnancy.
For us.
Yeah, and I know every marriage is different, but we feel like that reason alone isn't
Right, because
brave enough.
we actually learned a lot about each other and how to communicate better and how to understand each other in a love that's different than just the physical. And so, like, it's really helped us grow our marriage even more.
Abstinence doesn't kill you.
No, it doesn't.
It's really hard, though. Oh, my gosh.
It's got a knife to your throat, but it doesn't kill you.
And also because of my incompetent cervix, I have a bunch of contractions like all the time while I'm puking for a few months. And then before that ends, I have contractions all the time. So I can't do a whole lot, which makes it difficult to care for your current children. And he has to do a lot, so it's more stressful for him. And there's just like a bunch of factors. I mean, obviously a baby is always worth it, totally. And we have to remember long term. It's just 9 months, 9 months. And then you have that baby forever, God willing. So we, even though we were totally not ready for another roller coaster pregnancy, we were open after our second. We got pregnant with our third boy.
Who's been a handful. Let's just say this. He's a little bit like his older brother, his oldest brother. And so he's a little more high-strung, and the baby, so he's a lot more needy. And let's just say it's been 4 years as opposed to every 2 years with our other one. So there's a reason why we haven't had... No, it's not just him. I mean, it is other reasons that we felt at this moment in time that with prayer that we just need to kind of take a step back and just revalue whether or not we should have more kids. And that's what it is. It's about prayer. It's important about prayer. You've got to keep God first in everything to understand whether or not this topic is something you want to go forward with in your marriage, if you're able to have more kids.
There's multiple aspects of responsible parenthood. Sometimes it will mean having more children, like we did. I mean, we had the 3 because we just felt like that was what was best for our family. And then once our third was born, we felt like responsible parenthood for us meant to take a step back and take some time to focus on the family that we did have. And we are so thankful because our marriage grew the most, I feel like, during that period that we were avoiding a pregnancy until our youngest was about 2.
Right. Don't let this topic be so strong that it really comes in as a divide between you. Like, embrace it and understand that, like, if it's your time to not grow your family, like, grow your marriage. And if it's the time to grow your family, in a sense, you can still grow your marriage and just make the focus, on each other as opposed to just about, like, having more children. Because you got to focus on each other and understand where she's at, where I'm at, and, where God's at in the middle of it.
Yeah, remember
that makes sense.
Remember those two purposes of marriage, procreation and union of the spouse. It's important to make your marriage a priority, too, and not just keep having baby after baby, although they are totally blessings.
Mm-hmm.
We know this is a tricky topic, and a lot of people don't talk about it because it is a very intimate thing and it depends on your circumstances. We just felt called to share a little bit about what our experience has been. So we hope it's been helpful for you.
Right. Just know that you're not alone. You are not alone. And make sure you include God to really understand that you're not alone in this matter. And He will help you, guide you through, and show you and help you understand whether or not your family is going to grow or stay the same. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, check out our online site at surprisedbymarriage.com.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Forgot that one.
Probably forgot that one. Anyway, message us if you have any questions, and we'll see you on the next go around.
Bye.